Hello YouTube, Herbal Prepper here, and today we are going to talk about enemas. Yes, we are going to talk about enemas, the dreaded talk. But enemas are actually very good for helping if you are sick or if you have taken antibiotics and the antibiotics are not responding. But we're going to get serious about this. I see so many people that are sick all the time, or they constantly get sick after taking doses of antibiotics, and a couple weeks later they think they're doing fine and boom, they're sick again. And it's either the same thing or it's the same thing plus something else, like it's a little worse this time. Now, why enemas? Well, enemas were used long time ago, before big pharmaceutical companies started taking over the medical industry, and before doctors were, scared to recommend any type of home remedies. They were the go-to, along with, slathering herbs and oils on the skin to help protect your immune system and help stop attacks on certain things. If you had coughing attacks or really whatever the actual symptom was, if it was upper respiratory issue, that's where Vaseline is a very big thing, even still today. You used to rub it on your feet, you would rub it on your chest. I don't know if some of your grandparents would do that, but my grandparents and my aunts and uncles would. My aunt would come in and just stick that stuff all over my chest and my feet and put socks on. I never understood why. Well, now that I'm older, I understand why, and that was a very good thing to do. It helps stop coughs, it helps break fevers, but why have we gotten away from these remedies that are time tested? No, a lot of the times they are not lab tested. They are time tested, which is, to me, much better than lab tested. I mean, nowadays we have Monsanto doing 90-day lab results on their GMO food, and they send it out and say, oh, it's okay, it's okay. 90 days is their longest, I believe, their longest running lab study, and freaking rats develop cancer and these huge tumors. So to me, it's very, very easily seen that something that is tested over time with many people, all different generations, is much better than these big corporations sending out something saying, hey, it's okay, let's keep this on the down low at some of the things it does to you. Yeah. So I am not, let me just go ahead and state, I am not against any modern medicine whatsoever. I am against the overuse of modern medicine. It is widely overused. You get a cough and you go to the doctor. And the doctor, literally, tell me guys if I'm right or wrong here. You're sitting there, he says, what's the matter? You start telling him your symptoms. He looks down, looks up at you, looks down at his notebook, writes a little something down, looks back at you, and then, continues writing or whatever. To me, I don't feel like doctors listen. But he says, okay, you have upper respiratory infection, or let's run tests. They run tests for strep, they run tests for any other type of viruses or bacteria. Oh, you just have a little bacteria. Okay, so what's it called? Like, is there a name for it? Like, we have, strep throat. That's kind of a signature. We know what that is. So can you tell me what I have? Oh, you have an upper respiratory infection. That is what they say, basically, when they have no clue what is the matter with you. They just know, and obviously you do too, because you were coming in for cough, sore throat, swollen glands, all of that. You obviously know that it's an upper respiratory issue. You don't need a doctor to tell you that. But what I'm saying all this to tell you that there is an easy alternative at home, as long as you are ready and willing to use it. Most of the time this works much quicker, and without the fact of having to go to the doctor, sit at the doctor uncomfortable. You can do this in the the comfort of your home, really without having to go to get doctors, spend money, yada yada yada. I'm not real sure how much this costs. Like I said, I'm gonna say maybe 10 bucks. I wouldn't think it was over $10. I don't know, my husband went out and got it. But as you see, I got it from CVS, and all it is the saline laxatives, and it already has lubrication on it. So basically what you're gonna do, if you have a cold and it's not getting any better, or you're fixing to go to the doctor, oh, your throat's killing you, yada yada yada, whatever, I want you to at least try this first. I want you to go in your kitchen, and I hope that you guys have garlic in your kitchen. I want you to go in your kitchen, and you know, garlic comes in the bulbs like this. They're like real big, and then the bulbs are made up of these little cloves, okay? You want to take, if you're an adult, you want to take one clove, break it off, and then you want to put it on your cutting board, cut the edge of it off, peel off just like an onion the outer layer, like the paper on it, okay? Then I want you to take it, and I want you to take some, I hope you have some distilled water. If not, boil water for about 15 minutes until it kills off some of the bacteria and renders it biologically safe to drink. I want you to do that, but I prefer you guys use distilled water. You can buy it for under 99 cents at your Walmart, the gallon size. But heat that up on the stove. And then get it warm. It'll actually be hot, but you want to get it warm. I would recommend keeping it around your body temperature. And then I want you to take that one clove of garlic. You want to start off with only one clove. And I want you to then take that one clove and chop it up. Chop it up as fine as you can get it. And what you're doing when you do that, you are exposing the properties of the essential oils, basically, of the garlic. And now, why do I say garlic? Well, garlic is antimicrobial, antiviral, antifungal. It has some analgesic properties, pain relieving properties. It's great. It's an antiparasitic, which is why it works so well here. And it helps to, with that antiparasitic properties, it helps to you'll have some die-off effect, but if you're sick, you won't notice the die-off effect. Die-off effect is basically, real quick, trying to keep the video short, is when you have basically cold and flu symptoms. It's the immune system getting rid of toxins. It could be toxins from, you know, bacteria, viruses. It could be heavy metals. It could be, you know, products, chemicals, all this stuff that we put in our body and breathe, and all on our skins, all of that. It's actually just pushing all of that out, and the immune system just can't get rid of it fast enough. And so the backup of that is what you feel. When you'll get sore throat, sore bones, achiness, like you have a flu basically. People say, well, I don't want to do that, but you're detoxing yourself. You're literally getting rid of all the bad stuff. When that happens, that means it's working. And so that's why this is so great to take while you're sick, because really the only thing that happens is you feel worse before you feel better. And so you're already sick, and so you do the enema, and then you go upstairs, and or about an hour later you start feeling worse, and oh gosh, my head's hurting, my I'm sore, I'm sweating, I just need to go lay down. You go lay down, then you wake up in the morning, you're better. Literally, you are better. And this is because it has pushed out all of this nasty toxins and got all of the illness out of your body. 70% of our immune system is located within our digestive tract, our gut. You want to keep that as healthy as possible. Now, back to the enema. What you're going to do, you got your water heating up on the stove. This right here, you basically just want to pour this out. Like I said, this is just saline water. You want to pour this out. Try to keep don't take this off. You want to keep the lid on this. Pour this out, okay? Set it to the side. When you are ready to, you know, fill your enema back up, here's what you're going to do. You're going to chop up your garlic, and then you're going to take your garlic and stick it in this, okay? Or if you have a like a little baby bullet, the little things to make baby food, or some type of like a blender in a way, you want to take, I use my baby bullet. I used it to make my son's baby food. But I take about as much water as this will hold, which this says 4.5 fluid ounces. So I'll take about that much water out of the boiling or distilled water that I heated up. And then I will mix it in the baby bullet with the garlic. Put the lid on it really tight, stick it on the baby bullet, and blend it. So basically now you are making a very strong blended infused water, garlic water. Okay, so it's basically garlic tea. Like I said, you can steep it or you can do it as I just said. You want to let it sit. If you want to make it more powerful, you can let it sit. If you don't, you can just go ahead at that point, strain it off. You can, if you guys have this, just basically open this up, pour the mixture over like a cup or something, pour this, that way it'll catch all the garlic in here. And then you want to just dump out the garlic, save the garlic water. Now, once the garlic water is down to your body temperature, you pour it in here. Okay, once it's in there, you are ready to take your enema. At this point in time, I would suggest grabbing some extra lubrication, such as olive oil or some other type of natural oil. Don't grab the peanut oil or the vegetable oil. You want to grab something like olive oil or jojoba, grapeseed, coconut oil, something like that. This does come with lubrication, but I find it's a little bit more comfortable as far as ease of insertion if you have a little bit more lubrication. Now, go upstairs, find a relaxing spot. Let's keep in mind, guys, if you want to do this, go to a spot where you feel most comfortable in your home. You don't have to be right next to the toilet. You are not going to use the enema and instantly have to go to the restroom. If that happens, that usually means you got air in with the enema. And see that right there? You can, I don't know if you guys can try to see if I put a darker. Anyways, the water's up to about here, so that means all this is air. I try to fill it all the way up. Less air, the longer you're able to hold the enema in. The more air creates an air pocket in the small intestines, and that makes it much harder and a little bit more uncomfortable to hold the enema in. Now, what you're going to want to do, go into your bedroom or whatever, and you want to do the enema. Do not force the enema. Now, this is going to feel uncomfortable, but do not force the enema. You want to make sure you feel comfortable. Place it going towards your belly button, not back towards your butt or your back. You want to go towards your belly button when inserting. Now, after you want to follow the directions on the box. After you squeeze it, all the enema out, there will still be a little bit left. You want to squeeze all the enema out. You will feel a cramping sensation. For you, us women, it feels much like a menstrual cramp. For men, you don't know what a menstrual cramp is, but it's just kind of an uncomfortable lower cramp along towards the hip bones in that area. And this only lasts about a minute or two, and then it's gone. Then you don't feel anything. So you want to lay on your left side, rotate to your back, rotate to your right side, rotate to your front side. And what you're doing as you're doing that is you're rubbing the stomach. You're trying to break up the fecal matter that is in the folds of the small intestines. Now, if you have to go to the restroom, go before using the enema. The reason you want to do this, you want to get the enema as far up towards the colon as remotely possible. You want that to absorb as much of the properties of the garlic as it possibly can. Now, when taking enemas, you will need to hydrate yourself. Make sure you are drinking plenty of water. Nothing with sugar. No sugar, guys. Sugar creates, it feeds the candida in our body, which is the yeast. You want to, that's why anything that tastes good is usually bad for us, okay? So you want to drink water or herbal teas. You can use honey, but I would just recommend using something like stevia, which is sugar-free. It's like powder. It's like 200 times, 150 times sweeter than sugar. Okay? So as you're rubbing your stomach, you're breaking up the fecal matter. Now, the ideal time to hold this in, which is as long as you possibly can, that gives the body more time to absorb the garlic. Now, a good 15 to 20 minutes is a good amount of time. Lay on your side or on your stomach. The more, if you stand up and walk around, the more gravity is pulling on you, the more you'll feel like you have to go to the restroom. Just lay down, watch some TV, relax, massage your stomach. The first few a minute or two will be a crampy feeling. You get through that and you won't feel nothing else. So just feel like you have to go to the restroom. That's really it. But it's not an overwhelming feeling of, oh my goodness, if I don't get to the bathroom right now, we're going to be in some trouble. But at this point, you'll want to just, after you're done, excuse me, you want to go expel everything that you have now in your colon and small intestines. You want to get that out. And now this may have more of a foul smell. It really just depends on how much old fecal matter that you have now broken up and got rid of. People that have diverticulitis know probably about what I'm speaking on here with the old fecal matter in the small intestines. Now, after that point, you just want to go lay down. You will start, feeling the effects of it after about an hour and a half. You'll start to feel worse, but that means it's doing its job. Go lay down, go to sleep early. Don't take any pharmaceutical medicines. You're just putting more toxins back in your body. Go lay down, and then in the morning when you wake up, you will feel 1,000 times better. That is no joke. It's a natural antibiotic, guys, and I suggest that you run to your garlic before you go to your doctor. Hope this is very much a blessing to you guys. And if you have any questions, please feel free to private message me, because I know this is kind of a sensitive subject for some people. But again, hope it's a blessing to you, and have a great evening.